Hello and welcome to the Full-Time 15 podcast. On this week's episode, we are reviewing Game Week 21. But before we get stuck into all of that, if you can just like, subscribe, comment, share, any of the above, we obviously massively appreciate anything and everything that you guys do. And we love the fact that we're so, out there at the moment with the views and all the rest of it coming in. But we obviously genuinely love doing this. So we appreciate all the likes and the support out there. So thanks very much for that first and foremost. But as always, joined by my co-host Robin. How are you doing today, sir?
Yeah, we don't really have time for that, do we? So we need
We
to
don't.
speak. We need to speak about that. Just get it
Straight in.
over with. Yeah. We need to get it over with. That situation with Bradley rolling onto the pitch,
Oh
Martin
shit, you're
pushing him.
going
So
straight in.
Bradley roll onto the pitch, right? Okay, and then
Oh.
obviously Martinelli pushed him. Yeah, both not sportsmanlike by neither of the two. Um, but that's what happens as well. In the 93rd minute, both, especially Bradley, he knows exactly what he's doing, and he's basically you're giving Martinelli the opportunity to do what he's done. So it was just a weird situation, and I hoped, sitting there on the sofa, just okay, it's going to blow up, in the internet. It did. But I just,
Put
I
it
just, I
mildly.
just, yeah, but I just, I just feel that not everything has to be analyzed and spoken about. Uh, but yeah, here we go. And experts, uh, Roy Keane, Jamie Carragher, they said it's weird that the Liverpool player didn't toss Martinelli around, assaulting him. And yeah, Gary Neville, Jim Carragher, or Roy Keane, you know, they weren't quite the angels themselves. Huh? And Mr. DT came out and said, well, two wrongs doesn't make a right. And he's absolutely spot on that. And I don't know how you can call yourself an expert or pundit when you go ahead and say those things. It's weird that the Liverpool players don't assault Martinelli for doing that. Because I understand that Bradley wants to. Obviously, that is time wasting. Because he knows exactly what he's doing, and I understand Martinelli as well because he wants to start the game again.
Mm.
Because Arsenal were in a good period, just straight from the 90th minute was like snapping your fingers, and it was Arsenal all over, everywhere. So um, yeah, just strange. I didn't want to initially. I didn't really want to speak about this situation because I hoped, as I said, I was hoping for it to be like a nothing to discuss, but everything is getting analyzed. Everything is spoken about, and I'm fed up with it. It's
Yeah.
football. It's emotion. It's in the 93rd minute in a huge game. Things gonna happen. Just can't we just leave it, please?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, from my personal point of view, obviously Bradley was, very injured in that
Yeah,
scenario, and to
I'm not
give
saying it wasn't.
to give Martinelli a little bit of grace, he didn't actually see the way Bradley went over. He didn't understand the severity of the injury. Um,
No, but he did see that he rolled onto the pitch, and he knew exactly what he was doing. So
so
that's my point.
yeah, so Yeah, I know exactly what you mean in terms of Bradley obviously is in agony. He's down on the floor.
Massively, yeah.
And I can't the way he sort of shimmies himself to come back onto the field ever so slightly doesn't look great, it has to be said, and that has to be
Mm.
called out, okay, first of all.
Yeah, yeah,
Second of all, Martinelli is absolutely stupid for doing what he did. First of all, he dropped the ball on him or threw the ball at him, whatever he was doing. And it looked like he
quite.
did it by an accident because he kind of apologized a little bit. But I think he knew what he was doing there. But then when he sees him shimmy
Wow.
onto the field, then he loses it and becomes frustrated. But nothing ever good comes from that. Even if Bradley's okay and he's just doing it to time waste, nothing good comes from Martinelli trying to push him off the field.
No, no, but what you have to take into account. As I said, it's 93rd minute. Arsenal, Liverpool, Arsenal
Yeah,
pressing on. The other team wants to waste some time. And
yeah. Oh yeah,
it's
he's got to
just
keep his emotions
and
in check
football
for
is
that.
about emotion as well.
Yeah,
Obviously, you know, a lot about emotion. So
absolutely.
it's just it happens. It
Yeah,
doesn't have to be analyzed. It doesn't have to be spoken of. And now we're speaking of it anyway, and
yes,
that annoys me.
yes, and it needs to be spoken about because it's a key hot topic right now where people
Yeah,
are
I
going at
understand that. Yeah,
Martinelli, obviously. But from the same hand, you're getting people that are not part of Liverpool. Let's talk about Man City fans, for example, jumping on the bandwagon, saying that
yeah,
Martinelli is disgusting, vile, scumbag, all the rest of it.
yeah, 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 yeah,
And it's completely blown way out of proportion in terms of the fact of,
yeah.
like I said, Martinelli didn't see that he's severely injured. He's been watching the game where Frimpong's gone down injured for 90 seconds, pretending he's injured, trying to get a penalty where Hincapié didn't try to tackle him, just kind of stood and clipped his foot or stood on his toe, or whatever it was, and he stayed down for ages. He's had Gakpo, Szoboszlai rolling around on the floor, Wirtz even, Saka doing it as
Yeah,
well,
of course, of
other
course.
players doing it for Arsenal as well. So,
Mm.
like you say, in the 94th minute, he's wanting to get going. So I understand the frustration and I understand in the emotion of it, but it's not a way to assassinate his character because of that one minute kind of in isolation moment
No, of course, but
from all
it's
these other
difficult.
fans, and that's all they're doing it for. Is they're doing it for clicks, for likes, for whatever on social media, just to
Mm.
pile in because it's Arsenal. They're piling in.
Yeah,
It's a pylon. So
yeah, but that's also why it's because we are top of the table. We are the ones to beat. We are the ones to, everyone wants. Yeah, we are the ones to beat. So
yeah,
that's why people are just throwing themselves at us. And just
but yeah,
that's what we
it's
have to deal with.
well, yeah, but it's also to do with the fact of this online generation now where
Yeah.
Arsenal
Oh
have
yeah.
created this persona that all Arsenal fans are mental, and we've got AFTV, sorry,
Hmm.
that
Yeah.
just absolutely polluted the fan base for the last 10 years or whatever it's been, and have just grinded people of other fan bases. The
Yeah.
way I resonate with it because when Liverpool were going for the title, or you know City, Tottenham were in the Champions League final, for example, or I always wanted. Well, Tottenham in Champions League final is not a good analogy here because it was Liverpool they played against. But whoever Man City were playing against, you'd rather Man City to win because you don't see them as a quote unquote big club. You don't see them with history. You don't see them.
No, exactly.
There's
Yeah.
also the 115, whatever it is, charges hanging
That's
over them, and you're just patiently waiting essentially for that to come to a conclusion
mm,
in and you know that they've done wrong. You don't get charged 130 different things if you've not done one single thing wrong. Okay?
yep.
Whether they're guilty of all of them or some of them, it remains to be seen exactly the scope of it. But we all know as football fans they've done things that they shouldn't have done. And it just seems the lesser of two evils is Man City win the league again because it doesn't really mean anything over a Liverpool getting the 20th title or whatever they were going for at the time, the 21st, and Man United going for the title in 2018 or whatever it was. So I
Yeah,
understand
exactly.
why
So
every
that's
fan wants
basically the
Chelsea.
good thing, as I say. That's basically the good thing with Manchester City winning things because nobody gives a shit.
Exactly, and
Because you're
that's
not
the
supposed to
point.
be there because you've cheated your way up there. You've done.
But in reality,
It's
they
not
should be
real.
the most hated club,
Yeah, logically.
logically speak, and maybe they will be if they get found guilty of 100 charges because and they've been demoted point or whatever it is. But
But you go ahead and speak to another fans to fans or supporters of another club and speak logically to them.
yeah, doesn't work. Well, it doesn't
Never
when it
worked,
comes
eh?
to when it comes towards Arsenal. There's a clear agenda because people say about this. This sums up the club. This Martinelli incident sums up the club. It stems from the manager who was an idiot on the sideline. And fair enough, you can say that he comes out of his technical area and he's lively and he's you know
Yeah.
chats to the fourth official through the game.
Yeah,
And
and he got
they
booked for it. So
and they
so
say
so.
they say that he's classless, right? But he is the most classy man off the field in every scenario, situation, after the games, post-match interviews, press conferences before games.
Mm.
When, Arsenal play Liverpool away, he's the first one to go to the memorial of the fans who passed away, and with the club captain and things like that. He's the one that implements all these things and these standards and all these
Yeah, because
situations.
he knows what's supposed what Arsenal is as a whole. You know,
Exactly.
it
So I don't like
so
that.
he just encapsulates
Yeah, I
Arsenal
don't like that at
so
all.
well. I think Arteta and just want to finish that one off. You spoke about an online social media
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
generation, and Mike Tyson. I have a really good quote from Mike Tyson here. Says social media made you all way too comfortable with disrespecting people and not getting punched in the face for it. Love that.
Hey,
That's
spot
what we
on,
see. That's what we
spot on
see.
from Mike, to be
Yeah.
fair. Um,
Yeah. So anyway, just
but that was the elephant in the room, Martinelli situation.
yeah, yeah.
The
Speaking
game
of
itself.
the game itself, I felt it had two different halves. Arsenal had the first one, Liverpool the second.
Hmm.
And at least in the first half, there's nothing to mention regarding the refereeing of it, and that's obviously a positive. I couldn't see any situation where I you know heavily disagreed with a referee. Um, and I felt also like it looked like, especially at the start of the game, like say the first 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes, it felt like because of the heavy rain, it felt like
Hmm.
every touch needed to be perfect.
Hmm.
Nobody really wanted, slip literally.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
um, and so maybe that's why the game fell a little bit. Um, they both felt cautious
Hmm.
to me because you needed to perfect your passes. You need to
Yeah,
the crosses. The yeah um
yeah. The conditions definitely played a part.
yeah, and also in the first half you can see because I can see now online again. Gyökeres that he gets a lot of shit in the media.
Mm.
Um, and I saw a couple of situations where I just looked at him. How is his movement? What is he doing? Where are the Liverpool defenders? And you can see the attention he drags to him. He attracts so many players. And I saw a situation where um, it was three players. I don't know who the third was, but it was Van Dijk, Konate, and I don't know whoever that was, Szoboszlai maybe. Actually nobody knew who was supposed to mark Gyökeres. So basically, they all did it, you know,
Hmm.
and that's Gyökeres in a nutshell at Arsenal. I feel because he attracts so many defenders to him because he's supposed to be lethal, you know,
Hmm.
and he can be, but he gets, you know, at Bournemouth he got five defenders, three defenders here, and there was also I believe that was second half long ball by from Raya. Okay, going for the counter attack up to Kyrgios. He was there all alone, you know, but
Hmm.
surrounded by like four defenders. Like, okay, that's four defenders. Okay, whatever. Did it win the ball, obviously, but that's how easy is that?
Yeah.
But that's what I like, you know, players evolve as well. He's not used to this type of play. You know, at Sporting, he was another type of striker. So
Hmm.
um, he still needs to. He's adapting right now, and players evolve, and maybe that's going to be his thing, you know. And I felt when Jesus came on, we yeah, Liverpool had a patch in the game where they were pressing us, and I think an informed Liverpool would have actually taken advantage of that.
Hmm.
But they are not in a very good place at the moment, so they couldn't really use that, exploit Arsenal.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
so that's good. But maybe Arsenal, you know, also were if that was like a tactical move from Arteta, that's good. Well, that's very impressive actually. You know, just to sit back a little bit, you know, just to wait to push them later on in the game, like in the 90th minute. Because as I said earlier, it's like it was like snapping your fingers.
Mm.
90th minute, you know, Liverpool just threw themselves back there. Arsenal just thrown themselves forward, and it was just okay, here we go, like a massive pressure from Arsenal there. So yeah, that's
Yeah. I I mean, from me,
sorry for the monologue.
no, no, I'm happy to listen to it, mate. It's from me, from my point of view, there's a couple of things to touch upon. One is the Gyökeres. Yeah, the movement sometimes is great and he doesn't get seen. There was an opportunity where I think Zubimendi was bringing the ball forward and he was split between Van Dijk and Kanate. He made a run, he pointed, he bent his run, and Zubimendi didn't play on the ball. Okay, fine. But then there's an opportunity where he needs to take account of himself, where Rice,
Yeah,
crosses a ball in and he's just static. He's not making a run across a defender or trying to find a gap. He's static, waiting for the ball to come to him. My other concern with it is the fact that he hasn't had a shot. I don't know, that I think that was the seventh game where he hasn't had a shot, not in a row, obviously, but this season he hasn't had a
okay, yeah,
shot.
that's
And
where yeah.
it's worrying in the sense of whenever Jesus comes on. Last night he had a shot on target for he played 10 minutes. I understand the game states are different, but it always seems like he's able to create something to get himself a shot.
Yeah.
I'm worried about Gyökeres in that sense. I know it takes time to get used to a system and blah 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 blah. First season, the Premier League's very tough, very physical. Games coming thick and fast, and there's a lot of you know caveats to him and understanding that he's probably going to be okay. And I think he is in the long term. I'm just this is the first time I've slightly been concerned about Gyökeres.
Mm.
Um, he didn't have many touches, and that's mainly down to us as a team, the way we play. He had some lovely touches when he did touch the ball. One fizzed into him the first time he played it around the corner to, I think it was Martinelli or not Martinelli, or who was playing left wing? Trossard,
Mm.
over Connor Bradley, I think it was it. First time ball, and it's lovely. But we need more. We need more from him, and I think that needs to come from him as well. But it also needs to come from the team because, like I said, Zubimendi had an opportunity to play him. I know Erdegaard the last couple of games is an opportunity to play it, to slide him through. And it's not really our game, the vertical through balls, essentially, unfortunately. But hopefully that will change. The other thing is very, very disappointed. I know you mentioned that maybe it was quite impressive the way we sat back and soaked up the pressure to then late on obviously push forward. But for me, last night was a prime opportunity for Arsenal to set a marker with the Premier League and
Yeah.
to stamp our authority and say we're going 8 points clear. We're taking this opportunity to beat Liverpool. They're coming into the game without Salah, Ekitike, Isak, etc.
Yeah. We had the same thing coming into the Aston Villa game. You said exactly the same thing there. And that time we actually
That
did.
time we took, yeah, but that time we took the opportunity to do that.
Yeah.
This time it was a case of we've been given, an opportunity by Villa and City, who both dropped points.
Yeah.
We can go 8 points clear, right? And that those 8 points are crucial when we get to March. If we're still eight
Hmm.
points clear in March, if we took the opportunity last night, we
Hmm.
can start resting players in FA Cup games if we're still in there. We can start resting players in the Champions League sorry, we can rest players in the Premier League for those FA Cup ties, for those Champions League games, knockout
Oh
games,
yeah. Okay.
because we've
Okay.
got a
Yeah.
cushion. That
Yeah.
helps us then. The fact that it seemed like he was happy and content, or the team was, with the draw annoyed me very much. And I could see Arteta from the sidelines telling everyone to get up, and we just weren't doing it. We were just sort of worried not to lose,
Mm.
as opposed to a certain as like the first half. I was, you know, 75% of that first half, we were on the front foot trying to make openings. Why did we not carry that on in the second half? Because it felt like for all the play Liverpool had, they didn't do anything with it. They just kept passing the ball fucking sideways, backwards. There wasn't any real clear cut opportunities for them per se. There was a brief 5 minute period where I think Szoboszlai had a chance where it fell to him and Verts maybe, but aside from that, it was fairly mundane football in that second half, and we just
Yeah.
seemed happy to be chasing them. And I
Mm.
was getting more and more frustrated. And the crowd didn't help because they were getting frustrated as well. And it became cagey and edgy. And everyone was kind of, like you say, every pass needed to be good. And, Declan Rice played the ball out straight off the pitch. You could tell the conditions weren't
Yeah. That
favourable.
was. Yeah. Exactly. And that that was strange to see. Strange. Very
Yeah,
rare. That.
exactly. And my
Yeah.
final point I wanted to speak about was I was very concerned with Lewis Skelly when he came on. Obviously, it was a forced change through Hincapié being injured and
Yeah.
needing to come off.
Yeah.
And obviously, Frimpong's pace was that was the outlet for Liverpool all night was his pace.
It was. Yeah.
Um, but Lewis Skelly got beat so easily.
Yeah. Well, I want to
Um,
touch upon that as well.
he turned like a fucking bus, mate. I understand
Yeah.
he's not fresh. He hasn't been playing, and he's coming in, warming up on the sideline, getting thrown in, and his first job is to go 1v1 defending, fucking Usain Bolt on the side.
Mm.
But either you get fucking touch tight to him and you put him in the air, or you drop off and give him the space. You don't go halfway. You go
Exactly, and
halfway.
it took him like just a few seconds when he came on. He did this insane like chance tackle. He went forward and there was plenty of space,
Yeah.
just leaving it for Liverpool to attack on. And I noticed actually three specific occasions where you know I thought to myself, what is he doing?
Mm.
What is this?
So yeah,
And I remember also that was one of them, and then the other one was he was supposed to just clear the ball basically, and he went in the other direction. See that?
mm. Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
he was pressed out to the sidelines basically. You know,
And yeah, he
towards
played it into the middle.
towards towards the line. No, so he was supposed to cut like uh towards Liverpool's half, obviously,
Yeah,
and then just okay, just roll the ball forward a little bit, just clip it away. But he went in the other direction, so back to Arsenal's goal, and then we lost it
Huh.
to a throw in, I think it was. But
Yeah.
it's just how is that? How is that even coming into your mind? And it was another thing as well, but I don't really recall what that was. But there, especially like pre-specific, specific
Yeah. I-
situations, actions.
It's it's something that we've touched upon previously, I think, in terms of Lewis Skelly. Um, there's a tremendous player in there.
It is, yeah.
He's a wonderful player on his day, and I think he's suffering from maybe a lack of confidence.
Yeah, lack of playing time, lack of confidence, like basically goes together. And you can see it so evidently
Yeah,
uh,
yeah. So
yesterday.
it's a little
What's the
worrying.
status for? Yeah, it is. What's the status for Calafiori? Um,
I don't. He seems to have fallen off the face of the earth, man. I thought he had a knock, like for the game. I can't remember the game, but he was in the starting lineup. He did the warm up and pulled out of the game, um, or because he couldn't get through, obviously the warm up, so
no,
didn't play. And then he's not been seen since. It seems. It seems like if he was that close to playing, because they literally said it. Arteta in his press conference afterwards was like, "Yeah, we were, concerned by him going into the game whether he could start or not." So he was obviously close because they started him, quote unquote.
mm,
Obviously, he didn't start because he didn't make it through the warm. But if he's if he's that close to starting, but he couldn't, you expect it to be two games max, kind of a week, 10 days. He hasn't been
mm.
seen since, and it's now just become a theme where Calafiori's out. No Mascara, Calafiori, both of those not, and there's no like, oh, it's just a few days, or it's just a week, or
It's just
it's just
where is
been,
he?
yeah,
Mm.
literally,
Well, yeah,
what's happened? But that's
yeah,
why now that Hincapié had to go off,
mm.
um, there, obviously Mascara's still coming back. Havertz hopefully back in the mix soon as well, but. It's nice to see Eze back on the field as well, and I was crying out
Yeah,
for him to come on. I wanted him to come on not for Erdegaard. I wanted it to be we'll take off Zubimendi, play Rice in the six, and we'll have Eze
yeah.
and Erdegaard together. Not to be, it was bold substitutions from Arteta in the end, to be fair. A little bit late for my liking, but more,
Madueke did well again now when he came on.
he did.
I think
He makes
he's
things
been,
happen.
yeah,
But then
always.
you can say the same when Saka was playing. Saka did the same thing.
Yeah,
Beat Kirkesh and rolled a ball across the face of the box. He pulled one back to whoever it was, and
yeah,
um, you know,
yeah.
it's in the long run. I just hope that it's a point gain, not 2 points dropped. Looking back at the end of the season,
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
So
Hopefully,
I just
6 points, 6 points clear though.
6 points clear, but I just feel like we had the chance to completely kill off Man City in the fact of if you look online after Man City played Brighton, their fan base were like, it's over, it's done, it's we're not in a title race
Yeah,
anymore. And now it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
that door is ajar. Oh, hang on a minute. We are in this race again. So now they've
Oh,
got that momentum again, even though they drew their last game,
sure.
they've got a momentum shift.
Yeah, sure, sure. But that's also being 8 points clear in January. You don't win any trophies in January, basically.
You don't,
So,
but
so,
that's
so
where you can
please,
use it
just
in March, like I was saying,
yeah, sure.
because we
Yeah,
don't play
including that.
for
Yeah, yeah,
X amount of with the
yeah.
FA Cup coming up, and then we got the Carling or the Carabao Cup,
Mm.
as well, and then we'll have Champions League qualification games and qualifiers,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
etc.
Oh yeah.
And that's when you can go, oh, we've got Burnley at home this weekend. Let's rotate 4 or 5 players because we've got 8 points cushion,
Yep.
you know? Otherwise,
Yep.
it's
Yep.
if you've
Yep.
got Burnley at home and you're 2 points clear of Man City, and you've got, let's say, PSG away on the Wednesday. Well, you've got to
Yeah.
go full strength against Burnley at home to get the 3 points to keep your lead in the Premier League, and then, whereas if it was 8 points clear, you can go and rest six
Yeah.
players ready for PSG. So that's my only concern with that kind of mentality about it's a draw, we didn't lose. No, but it would have been fucking something for that. So anyway,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
fuck it, it's gone. 6 points clear. Silver linings. Look at them. 21 games played. 6 points clear.
Lovely. Shall we move on then to
Please.
we do have other games.
Do we? Fucking hell.
Yeah, West Ham, Nottingham being one of them. That was the only game being played on Tuesday night, and we called it 2-1 Nottingham.
We did, mate. 2-1
Also,
together. We had the same result.
yeah, and it
No
was just
change.
as I said in the podcast there, in the preview, I said uh, it just came to me, it's a gut feeling 2-1, and you should always trust your gut. And you went, well, I feel it's going to be like a Jeopardy, something weird happening, in the last, in the dying minutes of the game, basically. And that's exactly what happened too. So spot on, spot on, spot on, spot on.
Yeah, and it was a good one.
Blouse.
It was a
Uh,
good game. It was a good one to watch. Obviously, West Ham scored, and then it was disallowed to go 2-0 up, obviously. Disallowed by a strange decision there. Did you see that? With
yeah, I did see it. Was it an offside?
Yeah, so Somerville tried to take on Milinkovic, I think it was, who
Mhm.
tackled him in one kind of motion, and in that motion played the ball to Castellanos or Tati, or whatever he scored, who was offside. But then it becomes the question of deliberately playing the ball versus not deliberately playing the ball versus was it a
Gosh,
tackle and
okay.
actions, and it's all subjective bollocks that comes into it now. But for me, for him to be offside there, I think is incredibly harsh. Incredibly harsh. And that obviously sets the tone for the game. Forest go down the other end 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes later and equalise. And it becomes a completely different game then. Then obviously they get the penalty at the end. And again, that penalty is it's very
Wait,
difficult because it is technically a penalty in
yeah,
the sense of he's completely missed the ball and he's hit Morgan Gibbs White. But the amount of times you've seen penalties not given for that from goalkeepers. Like I
yeah,
remember flipping Sanchez coming out and cleaning out whoever it was when we were at Chelsea away a few years ago.
right.
Completely clean. Was it Saliba or somebody? He completely cleaned somebody out, and it was like, no, he's a goalkeeper going for the ball. What's he supposed to do? And it's like,
Yeah, but this was so obvious for me.
you know,
Ariola does that,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just
and
one of those things where sometimes either it is a penalty across the board for every team and every situation of a goalkeeper doing
yeah,
that, or it's not. Some given, some aren't, as is fucking these things. But it's just a pain in the ass sometimes, and
yeah,
such
I
a
would say,
massive game though.
yeah, I would say it would have been really, really weird if the penalty wasn't awarded for me. I mean, yeah, just an
It
horrendous
was,
action from
yeah,
Ariola.
yeah,
You don't do that.
yeah. It was a
We're
penalty.
gonna come back to similar situations. Michael Keane got sent off for pulling the Wolverhampton player's hair.
Hmm.
That's not. Of course, you're gonna get sent off for that. For me, you don't pull someone's hair. How is this news for you?
Hmm.
Hmm. Anyway,
No, yeah, yeah.
yeah, big,
I know what
big,
you mean.
big win,
Mm.
and now the West Ham fan base are shouting, about them being relegated. It's done. Fuck it. The London Stadium's gonna it's a stadium that can hold like 65,000 or 60,000 or something. Okay, fucking 22,000 in the championship. Okay, Bristol City, here we go.
Yeah.
Uh, but I know it looks extremely bleak for West Ham. It's like super dark times for them.
Yeah.
And the only game they haven't conceded was against Nottingham when Nuno Espirito Santo had Nottingham, at the start of the season.
Hmm. Hmm.
So how sad is that?
Yeah.
Anyway, 7 points, 7 points up to safe grounds in the Premier League. I don't know. By the way they're playing, it doesn't look well at all. The chances are that the chances are tiny for them to stay up.
Well,
Um,
you say that, but they got Tottenham away next, so that's 3 points.
oh, yep. Anyway, good.
Nah, it's
Again,
it's not looking
with
good.
2-1 Nottingham, 2-1 Nottingham. That
Yep.
is called again. And speaking of that, Bournemouth Tottenham, we called that one as well. Not exact result, but Bournemouth win. We
We did. We both had a Bournemouth win. Yep.
yeah, and that's actually the fourth time in a row. Tottenham failed to beat Bournemouth.
Uh-huh. Interesting little stat there.
Yeah. Um, did you see the penalty shout from Van der Ven?
Yep, I did. I think I need to see it again to be fair to have I've seen it
So
once.
I saw it once or twice, and I wouldn't. If it's a penalty, yeah. If it's not, yeah, okay, it is, and I don't really.
That
Mm-mm.
is superb analysis, mate.
No, it's just one of the situations where you can go like it's a 50-50 for the referee as well.
Okay. Mm.
I mean, if it was a penalty, then that's fine. If it doesn't, that's fine as well. But if would have been Arsenal, I would obviously speak about it being a penalty because it would have been a free kick anywhere else
Yeah.
on the pitch, and so that makes me making me leaning towards it more being a penalty than not.
hmm
So like 60-40
Yeah.
situation for me, but he didn't get the penalty in the end. Now watching the game or looking at the highlights and stats, it could have gone either way, either way.
Yeah.
But that's what happens,
A little bit hard done by the fine margins of the Premier League. I think that Spurs are getting
yeah,
done
yeah,
by
yeah,
there.
yeah, exactly.
And it had to be Semenyo in the last. Um,
Yeah, 95th minute or so. Yeah,
I saw.
nice to finish off
I
like his final touch at the Vitality Stadium.
Something
That
special,
is something. Oh yeah.
but I actually watched an Instagram reel before the podcast about a Tottenham fan.
Hmm.
And it was I actually found it really, really quite funny and it was a Tottenham fan saying what it's like to be a Tottenham fan. And they were running scenarios like through their heads. And it was like, he was going, oh, okay, so, Semenyo moved to Man City. He's obviously not going to play against Tottenham. He's got medicals to do and things like that to get through. And, it's been
Yeah.
confirmed, blah, blah, blah. Oh, 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 he is playing. Oh, okay, yeah, no problem. Yeah, okay. Last game for the club. Cool. Uh, 90th minute, Semenyo scores 3-2. He's not going to do that though, is he? He's not going to, Oh, okay, yeah, he's done that. Fair enough. Yeah. Okay, well, can't get much worse than that, can it? Because we're obviously not going to lose to Bournemouth. They've the record is lost, lost, drawn, drawn, lost, drawn, drawn, lost, drawn. Uh, oh, they did win. Yeah, okay. So yeah, they beat us. Blah blah blah. And then he goes, "Well, it can't get any worse than that, surely." And then he goes, "Our manager's done what with a cup? He's done
Yeah.
what? I didn't. Are you
Yeah, I forgot about
fucking?
that.
Oh, for fuck's! Well, it can't get any worse than that." And then he goes on to say like, the a couple of Tottenham players went over to the fans after the game and got into a heated argument with the fans afterwards. And
Hmm.
then apparently Romero called out the board on Instagram overnight saying whatever he said about them. And this Tottenham fan was just going on and on and it was just getting progressively worse everything he said, and it was actually really quite entertaining to be fair to him. But it just seems to be such a rotten situation for Spurs at the moment. As much as we're Arsenal fans and it's kind of enjoyable to partake in and to watch. It is a bit of a tough situation, especially for Thomas Frank as well with the espresso
Yeah.
gate situation, which is it's there's nothing to be discussed here. I think if Arteta was drinking out of a Tottenham cup, I wouldn't give a shit, to be honest with you. I think
Yeah,
it's
Arsenal were there just a couple of days earlier, so it was
it is
okay.
what it is.
And if somebody did a prank on him, that's just okay. Well, that's fun.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
it
what
just
it is. You just
it
leave
is
it,
what it
and
is. Like
yeah, it's
fucking
not everything has to be analysed.
no, not every yeah, exactly. Not everything is a massive big deal. So Spurs, I understand Spurs fans being
And he said
annoyed
sorry, I
by it,
didn't know. You know,
but it's not a massive deal to be fair.
yeah,
Like I say, if
he's
Arteta did it, I'd be okay, whatever. A
yeah, of
harmless
course,
fucking thing. He's drunk an espresso out of a mug that had a Spurs logo on it. Oh Jesus wept. Like crikey, Mikey, relax yourself. It's not a massive
yeah.
thing. Um,
No, it's not.
to be honest, but
Um, and he said sorry. He was, oh, I didn't know, sorry, and
yeah.
that should be the end of it.
But it's just that
It's,
mentality of like, yeah,
sorry,
but we fucking hate them. We fucking hate them. You can't drink a cup with fucking Arsenal on it. You
yeah.
fucking
Oh,
idiot.
'cause- yeah. Hope you're
It's
fucking
just like,
joking. A boy coffee.
oh,
Yeah.
Jesus.
But yeah, Tottenham not in great form, and we spoke about them being actually quite good playing away from home.
Yep.
And they could have won this game. It was just, as I said, the fine margins of the Premier League. This is what happens. It could have gone either way.
Yep.
Bournemouth, I'm happy for them to get that ending together with Semenyo. But yeah, it's pretty to Bournemouth. Here we go. Uh,
hmm
right, we're going up to London again.
Palace.
Brentford,
Brentford.
Sunderland. Yeah,
Fuck, it's the one
exactly.
I forgot. That's why it's not
Oh
written
yeah,
down
yeah,
here.
yeah. Oh yeah. But
Brentford's
yeah, and
up.
we did call a Brentford win,
We did.
not a massive one,
But
a massive win, but I mean, in numbers, 3-0 is that's a big win.
in our last podcast when we spoke about it in the preview, I actually listened to that the other day when I was taking Oscar to school, and you mentioned obviously a really hard fought game against City, and then getting a point at Spurs, obviously another tough game for them. It
Yeah,
kind of logically made sense that they were going to drop like a game
yeah, oh yeah,
like this one.
yeah,
And obviously I listened to it after the Brentford game, so it finished 3-0 or whatever. And they obviously missed a penalty, blah blah blah, and that could have changed things. But it made so much sense that there was going to be a game where they're coming thick and fast uh,
yeah,
against Brentford, who are a very good team at home, as we mentioned. We had them to win, obviously, but I think we could have been a bit more, you know, out
yeah,
there
maybe.
with the predictions, because there would come a time where it's just so much for them, so exhausting. They've got all these players
Yeah,
away, um, but I guess it's easy with that hindsight to say that. But that was just a thought I had. I was listening back to that, thinking, or maybe we should have gone a bit more in on
yeah, but
Brentford.
we were quite adamant. We went for a Brentford win at least.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
absolutely.
so it made sense because now Sunderland traveling back to London again. They had who did they play before? Uh,
Tottenham.
yeah, exactly. So
Mm.
it just we thought about it. It just made sense for them. Okay, you go down to London, up to you play Manchester City at home, like really
Took it out
energy
of them.
consuming game,
Yeah.
yeah,
Mm.
and then down to London, play big game against Tottenham, up to Tottenham again, down to London again to play Brentford away, who's just been doing really well. And as you said, and I just want to repeat what you just said, but it's been a tough period for Tottenham, a good period for them, but really, really, really tough. And this is
hmm
where it shows where you miss players.
You mean Sunderland, yeah?
Uh, yeah, exactly. And we've mentioned that before. I think it's like
Mhm.
sixth place, at least two of them being in the starting 11 quite often. So that's what happens.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
exactly.
logically, a big Brentford win, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but sorry for getting our result wrong.
Well, No, the
So
result we didn't get wrong. The score we got wrong. The result we had Brentford.
right,
The score we had
perfect.
2-1 and 1-0. So
Love that. Love that. Yeah, thank you. Good. Now we shall move on to your beloved Crystal Palace, if you want to.
Eagles.
Eagles, nil
Yeah.
nil
I don't think there's
draw.
much to talk about this one, to be honest, mate. Nothing seemed to happen at all, really.
Um, well, there were a couple of huge chances for Crystal Palace actually.
What was that?
Yeah, Aston Villa hit the post.
Oh, Jesus, that was quite a game.
Had a good chance there with Watkins. So chance. Well, the chance is good, but he wasted it anyway. Um, but yeah, do you remember when I spoke about Mateta? In the preview, just have a look at Mateta. He's doing this. He needs a companion up front. So
Yeah.
yeah, and now he got Brennan Johnson. And my initial thought with that was like, okay, before they got Brennan Johnson. When I did this little YouTube short, that I thought that Mateta would be the one leading the line. He needed someone to
Hmm.
go down, collect the ball, or just nod the ball to whoever. Just be the first on it, and
Hmm.
so Mateta he doesn't have to go down, collect the ball, and do it all by himself. So just basically focusing on going forward, leading the line for them.
Hmm.
But now it seemed like Brennan Johnson being the one, up front, basically,
Hmm.
or coming in from the wing, maybe. But that he had especially one chance where Mateta went down, won the header, won the ball anyway, and then just released Johnson, with a through ball. Maybe that's the way of thinking. Maybe that's their plan because
Hmm.
he's a real big guy, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So he could do that. He's got that in him.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, we wanted. We told you about this. That he needed somebody. It's just reverse roles from what I thought initially, but
Yep,
yeah.
absolutely. But yeah.
Something also happened with Martinez. I don't know if you saw it, but he came off at half time. Marco Bizot had to play for 45 minutes.
Whoa. Full time
Um,
15 legend, mate.
he is Bizot.
Uh,
Um,
nice to see him
so
getting an appearance.
that's yeah, but that could potentially be massive for Aston Villa. Huge blow if Martinez is out because he made a couple of really good saves, especially the one for who the chance that was. I can't really
Yeah.
recall, but super save, and he does that. That is exactly what he does for Aston Villa,
Mm.
winning them games and points with those saves, and yeah, that could be proved to be vital for them
Absolutely, mate.
in a bad sense. We'll see what happens there. It's quite interesting to follow anyway.
Yep, absolutely.
Good. What did we go for in the prediction?
We went for 1-1 and 2-2. So we went for a draw. 4-4, mate. Then it takes a bit of a turn, but 4-4 currently.
Currently, that's yeah. Right. Do you anything you want to add for that game?
No, mate, I said my bit. I
Yeah,
said my 3 seconds analysis on that.
Wolverhampton. Then shall we speak about that one? 1-1.
And this one is the only game in which we disagreed on the outcome.
Oh yeah, I remember.
So we should have actually gone for probably a draw because you went home when I went home when you went away when. So we should have just landed in the middle of that. It's probably going to be a draw then, and it was. Um, a bit of
Yeah,
a,
of
a,
course.
a crazy one, to be honest. You
Yeah.
obviously touched upon the red card already. Grealish
Hmm.
got a red card for sarcastically clapping. I've not seen that incident. I wanted to watch it, but I've not seen it yet. Um, And
it was one of the most sarcastic,
but
uh, uh clapping I've ever seen.
to
So
me,
what?
then it's good that he got a second yellow card because it pisses me off. From I hate when Arsenal players do it as well. I want that to be called
Yeah,
out. I want that to be like
yeah,
less
yeah,
of
yeah.
a
Me
thing.
too. Yeah, of course. Can you imagine
Um,
if the roles were reversed? Saka misses a golden opportunity, and the ref goes like,
yeah, but
oh, weird.
But actually, just very quickly, it was one thing that I found hilarious last night was talking about the referee in the game when David Raya like spun the ball to take a quick free kick and the ball was still
Oh yeah,
moving
yeah, yeah,
and he tried to play. And sometimes referees are just like, oh fuck it, it's in your own half, just play
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
It's no.
Uh-huh.
And then Anthony Taylor was like, no, no, fucking, you're retaking that. And obviously, all the Arsenal players were like, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" And Anthony Taylor lost his fucking head and was like, "Just fucking stop the ball! Like, just stop the ball roll."
Yeah, yeah. You can see his mouth like,
Just, exactly, it was like, "Just fucking stop the ball, and then we can play." And
I mean,
I was like,
the
"Fair
ball's
enough."
rolling. Do it over. Do over.
Just fucking, but I was in that situation. I was pissed off because I was like, "For fuck's sake, some let it go." But at the same time, I was like, fair play. Like, just stop. It's so easy. Just stop the ball and then play.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's just
Fucking.
funny.
But anyway, yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, referee.
yeah. Mane, 17 or 18 years old, on it again now for Wolverhampton.
Yep.
At first they got that emphatic win to at home to West Ham, and now gain a point again. Almost got the win in the end. I don't know if you saw it, but super saved by Pickford there.
Yep.
Um, but Everton started really well. Like within the first 30 minutes, they've had like I don't know, they've had like 10 chances.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, a goal. They hit the post, like long range shot. That was, but they couldn't really take the chances. So, um,
You've raised your hand, have you, mate?
what happened?
Would you like to say something?
Oh, it's just speaking about Everton. What happened there?
Everton.
Yeah, but Keane, yeah, Michael Keane,
Michael Keane,
goal
mate.
scorer, had one in the post, hitting the frame.
Getting a bit too
Red
frisky.
carded. Yeah, yeah. But the red cards were nothing to like clear red cards for me.
Yeah, you happy with him? No problem.
Yeah, you can't pull someone's hair and expect to get away with
Without their
it.
consent.
Exactly. No, please pull my hair. Please pull my hair. Why don't you?
No, no, you're spot on, mate. Like I say, I've not seen the Grealish one back, so I can't comment on that one. But if it has been,
Super duper sarcastic, and
then fair
it's
play.
so evident. It was just, what are you doing?
I'm
Like,
gonna try and watch it
I
now,
believe it
but
was a second yellow, but it was so oh mate, yeah.
yeah, but
Anyway, yeah.
oh, by the way, what a goal from Mane! What a goal! Lovely first touch.
he's got something. It's like 17 or 18, as I said. So yeah, oof, bright future.
Absolutely, mate. Three unbeaten for
Uh,
Wolves now as well.
yeah, there you go. Yeah,
Are they gonna survive?
I like it a lot. No, no, I don't think they will. Um, and if they go down, when they go down, it's going to be interesting to see. Do they keep Mane? Because I haven't heard of him since like 2 weeks ago, maybe. I
Yeah,
saw his name, and he was on the score sheet there for in the West Ham game. Um, but interesting. He
absolutely
will
interesting, mate.
he will attract attention from other clubs. That's for sure.
By the way, I've just seen the Grealish one. I'm assuming that the way because he won a free kick for that, so you could
Hmm.
argue that he was clapping in agreement with the referee. But I'm assuming the context of this is that the referee's probably let a few free kicks go and maybe given Wolves a few free kicks
Or
in
well,
that
I
sequence.
thought actually it was because of the red card for Kane.
Yeah, could quite well have been, but it just seems
I don't
very
know, but
much.
yeah, but sure, it's
Oh,
still sarcastic.
oh yeah,
Applause. So off you go.
yeah.
Uh, right. Moving on. That's Fulham Chelsea.
Yeah, stupid. Yeah, that was stupid. Fulham, Chelsea, mate. Yeah,
The
Harry Wilson,
FIFA
hero.
Club World Cup champions.
Harry
Oh, mate.
Wilson.
Fucking
Harry
sigh.
Wilson. What did you say? What
No,
did you just say?
I'm sighing.
Oh, yeah. Well, listen, they haven't got a manager at the moment, mate. Well, they have now, but they didn't have before the game. Well, they did, but he wasn't in the dugout for it. He was watching it.
Yeah.
He wasn't managing. So now we give them the time of day. He's got a nice little FA Cup game coming up, and then back into the Prem. So a
Yeah.
smooth, a muke start for Rafinha. A soft start for him.
Yeah.
Um, you know. So hey,
Yeah, but nothing here really to speak about. As I said, Chelsea coming into this one without a manager. Uh, Cucurella, nothing to, it's straight red card. Obviously,
was
nobody
was that
can
not a
can.
penalty though? I've seen
Oh,
some referees online say
I
that
haven't
because it
really.
continued into the box, it should have been a penalty.
Oh, I haven't
I don't think it doesn't matter now.
that thought haven't struck my mind at all. Actually, I just saw the.
You're part of the fucking problem, mate.
But that was quite interesting. With him being red carded there for obvious reasons, and then was it two or three yellow cards for the Chelsea players for just
Immediately following
arguing?
the yeah.
Yeah, and then Enzo Maresca got one as well. No, no, sorry. Yeah,
He's got one from his sofa.
yeah,
Fuck.
should have anyway.
He would have
Marco
got one if
Silva.
he was
Yeah,
in the dugout.
Silva as well got booked
Yeah.
there for in the sense same situation.
Probably arguing it as a penalty, mate.
Yeah, yeah, maybe.
And he's got a point.
Yeah, and Fulham has hit quite some form as well, winning
Yeah,
again
mate.
now.
They are
Um,
on the what's the word I'm looking for? Precipice of European football. Ninth.
yeah,
Leeds next.
Leeds like that. That's going to be one of the ones to watch closely.
Yep,
Um,
I agree. I agree.
what do we go for prediction wise with this one?
We both went for a draw, mate.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, and it would
Hmm.
have been a draw had Harry
Yeah,
Wilson
no.
not scored the winner. Uh,
Hmm.
but no, it's Harry Wilson again. He's in a rich vein of form.
Yeah,
He also scored another one that got disallowed. So that's he's he's in some form to be fair to him. He's a danger man for Wolves, for Fulham. 7 goals in the Premier League this season now. 4 assists in 20 games. So hitting some nice form at a good
yeah.
time.
Yep, 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 yep. Yep.
Yeah,
All right. Yeah. Moving on then to Manchester City, Brighton, man. You watched this one, didn't you?
I did, mate. Absolute corker of a game.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah. I
obviously
saw you texted me quite a bit there
several
during the game.
times,
So
several unanswered text messages. I will
yeah,
fucking put out
good.
on there
Yeah. So
on
walk us through it.
the internet. Yeah, Haaland scored a penalty. Obviously, he was getting absolutely pelted, by the way, after the game from Man City fans or a selection of Man City fans, which
Yeah.
I agree with and I understand, but on the same hand, the reason they're second in the Premier League is largely down to his goals and his impact. But it was very similar to the semi rant I had in the last podcast about him
Yeah,
not
yeah, oh
doing
yeah.
enough when
Mhm.
he doesn't score or touch the ball. He's not doing enough off the ball. He's not contributing to the build-up play, etc., etc., etc. And that was an issue. He missed a big chance as well. That was manufactured by Brighton. I think your mate, what's his name?
Ayari.
Yes, Ayari. Thank you. I had a different name in my head. So Ayari gave the ball away on the edge of the box, basically as a last man. He gave it to Shirky. He closed down Shirky. Shirky just sidestepped it to
Mm.
Haaland, who went low to the right, and it was a good save by Verbruggen in the end, but he had all the goal to aim at, and he kind of put it the only place where Verbruggen would have saved it because he had
Oh,
to
okay.
guess essentially, and it was a good shot, but a big miss. And then came the miss of the season for me. Mitoma down the left hand side
Oh yeah, I
cuts in.
saw that one.
He
Yeah. Oh
could
yeah.
he could shoot
Oh
himself,
mate.
but he decides to square it to Gomez, who just
Mm.
has to tap it in from 2 yards out, and he's ended up I think he healed it or he miskicked it, whatever. Completely open goal and massive chance missed. But in the end, it didn't matter because well, it did matter because they didn't win the game. But City
Ye-
dropped points, and
Yeah, but yeah, exactly. And from an Arsenal point of view, that's more of a point game for Brighton more than anything. So
yeah, it's 2 points dropped for Man City. But at the same
we
time, they
didn't.
did not look. It wasn't a case of it was one-way traffic and it was Man City just pushing it, and the chances that they had, like I said to you, were manufactured by Brighton mistakes, giving the ball away.
Mm.
Um, Not under
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
huge press either. It was like it was through their own actions.
Mm.
So that worried. It doesn't worry me at all because obviously I'm an Arsenal fan, but that would worry me as a Man City fan when you have the likes of Shirky, Foden, Bernardo Silva behind
Because it was same
Haaland.
against Chelsea when they were just supposed to close down and just finish it off.
Yeah,
But they didn't.
but they didn't, and that's
Yeah,
three drop, three draws in a row now.
yeah,
And
yeah.
like I said to you, the fact that Arsenal didn't win last night,
Mm.
does that give them a mental momentum shift? Even though after the Brighton game, they're kind of down here, but now they're maybe here because it wasn't. If Arsenal had won, they would have been on the floor, basically.
Mm.
Going into the next game, going, well, we've got nothing to lose now because we're at 8 points adrift. Now the door's cracked open a little bit. Maybe they're
Yeah.
thinking, if we go on our run like we do, these boys are gonna, crack. And they go to Old Trafford next. So where do you think that
That'll
result
be
last
interesting.
night plays for their momentum?
Uh, I think that it's obviously somewhat of a boost for them. Because that was the same thing that happened to Aston Villa the other week, well, last week actually. When Manchester City dropped points against Sunderland and they had Nottingham at home, Aston Villa, uh, they were sort of taking that Manchester City draw into that one as a boost because no, well, coming from the Arsenal game, being thrashed 4-1, we speaking of that again now.
Yeah.
Uh, uh, that actually helped them, I think, mentally. So this could be a similar thing now for Manchester City.
Hmm.
Looking at their Brighton game, actually not being uh, as bad as it could have been initially.
Yeah.
So boost for them a little bit, but still six points adrift. It's better than 8 points, obviously, but
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
it's still also it's still good for Arsenal because they need to stay sharp. because I would hate it if they would just start to sort of relax in a bit. I don't think that's going to happen because now we have Arteta as a manager, and he's been there before, and obviously we have the experience of Arsenal being in good positions and just throwing it away,
Yeah.
you know, in the end. So we've been through it so many times, and we just they just have to be professional enough to not do it now,
Hmm.
please.
Yeah. No. Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, look,
Exactly.
interesting the Manchester derby. I think that's the early one as well on Saturday next week. But yeah, anyway, Manchester City Brighton 1-1. We went for a Manchester City win. We said that they wouldn't really have a problem with Brighton coming into this game. So a 1-1 is very welcome for me, for you
Hmm.
as well, and for any Arsenal supporter.
Yep.
Especially now when Arsenal just drew against Liverpool, obviously. Yeah, another Manchester team who played was Manchester United away to Burnley. 2-2 that one finished.
Yep.
Um, and I saw that game, and I think it was like I remember three goal line clearances from off the line from Burnley, or might be four, I don't know, but three or four cleared off the line. And look at stats, I think it was like 10-1, 10-1. I think it's shots on target for Manchester United. So um, they were much better than Burnley, as they should.
Hmm.
Um, but it seems like they couldn't really take advantage of their opportunities and chances.
Yeah.
And they are not in a good place, Manchester United as a club as a whole, and they haven't been for quite some time. Even before Amorim as well. It hasn't been good, and
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
that shows a little bit here in this game as well. Um, an own goal for was it Aiden Heaven? Yeah,
Hmm.
um,
Unfortunate that one, I think.
yeah, it came from nothing really. But just looking at the game as such, and if you just look at the statistics for it, then it's like 3 or 4 nil Manchester United, on a
Yep.
normal day.
Yeah.
Um, but it wasn't. Did you see Burnley's 2-2 goal?
I did
One
not.
wonderful finish. Nice point for them, and massive point actually. Massive points being taken away there from Manchester United. Look at the
Mhm.
table. Um, so I think Burnley are quite happy to being the ones affecting the top four, top five, top six.
Yeah.
So they can now just enjoy the season coming into the games, like just try to destroy for any team, because they are going down as well. Um,
Yeah, I think, yeah, yeah,
so
exactly.
let's go with a brace, especially one of those being a really good goal. Um, so we'll see how he will get on.
Hmm.
Moving forward. Um, it's not a bad thing if he hits form now coming into the Manchester derby. That'll be
Yeah.
interesting. So yeah,
That's
2-2. Did
that.
we? Eh?
Sorry, that Sesko goal, the one where Fernandez rolls it down the side and he runs onto it and scores.
Mm.
That kind of pass is just not happening. That first goal, I'm on about, is not is
Yeah,
exactly what I
yeah,
want
exactly.
to happen with Gyökeres.
Yeah,
Those passes just don't come for him. But
I know, I know.
very, very good finish. He took both goals well,
Yeah,
to be fair.
yeah. I like his second goal more actually
From
because
his
he's
perspective, yeah.
yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what did we predict? Didn't we predict a draw here? Well, I
No, we
did.
predicted Burnley to win 1-0.
Oh, we went Burnley to win
Yeah,
even. Right,
1-0.
right. That's right. Yeah.
I went 2-0 if Fernandez wasn't playing. 1-0 if he was. He was playing. And it was both were wrong, so doesn't matter.
Got running, got it wrong. Yeah, anyway. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Win
All
some, you
right.
lose some.
Moving on to the last one. Finishing off with a belt of a game. Newcastle leads
Yeah.
4-3.
This is one I watched, mate. Oh,
As I've just seen the highlights, and it's I've seen the highlights twice, I think. But it's a heavy defeat for Leeds, eh?
yeah. I mean, a tough, like emotional, but like a tough
Hmm.
way to lose.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah,
Obviously, being up 1-0, up 2-1, up 3-2.
yeah.
Just pegged back every single time. Um, but Aronson with two well taken goals. Dominic Calvert-Lewin on the score sheet again. Bruno Guimaraes involved in two of the three goals or three of the four goals, maybe I think it was.
Mm, mm,
Um, or two of the four, whatever I don't know what it was, but he got himself a goal, got himself an assist.
yeah,
Um, yeah, it was a very, very entertaining Premier League game for me.
yeah. It's not weird that Leeds go to St James's Park and lose, but it's just obviously the way they've lost it because it was there for the taking. When they had 3-2.
Yeah.
Uh, That's also the thing with Newcastle. It seems to happen like quite a lot and quite often.
Mm,
Things with Newcastle, it's quite fucking entertaining to be honest.
yeah,
Especially when they play home under the lights. It's always something. It's entertaining, yeah, to say the least. Um,
absolutely.
but yeah, Leeds have been on a really good run, and it was just sometimes you lose, and it's as I say, it's not it's about how they lose basically this one, as I
Hmm.
said, and
Yeah,
now it's about picking themselves up.
exactly.
It's just shower this one off and then head on to the next one, as you've already mentioned, is Fulham.
Yep.
That's at home at
Hmm.
Ellen Road. So
Absolutely.
that could be a fun watch for me. Fulham in form, Leeds want to win, and we've seen it a couple of times now in the Premier League this season for both both Sunderland, Leeds, with their home fans being the 12th and basically the 13th man as well, because that's how hostile it is. That's how big the support is for these teams, and also Brentford as well. Didn't they? No, Burnley was the one who came up from the championship, wasn't it?
Burnley. Yeah. Burnley, Leeds,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Sunderland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. So yeah. By the way, yeah, for Leeds and Sunderland, um, that's a thing. That's a big thing playing at home
Yeah.
for them. So yeah, Fulham are in for a tough one, I think.
Yep. It
Uh,
should be a good game, to be fair.
yeah. Looking
Yeah.
forward to next weekend. We have the Manchester derby being. Is that the early game?
I think it is. Yeah.
I think it's, yeah. And then we've got Chelsea Brentford London derby.
Yep.
That'll be interesting as well. We've seen his first game. Brentford coming out from that one, that emphatic 3-0 win against Sunderland, obviously, and Leeds Fulham, as we've mentioned. And then on the Monday, I think it is Brighton Bournemouth South Coast derby.
Yep.
Always interesting. So yeah, anything to add?
No, just looking forward to obviously a break in the Premier League fixture list now for the FA Cup weekend. But next weekend will be that Saturday where you have City going to United, and then we go to Forest in the evening. That'll be a big day. And then Villa hosting Everton on the Sunday, which in the Super Sunday clash. So big weekend of fixtures after the FA Cup, and then don't forget there's the Chelsea semi-finals of the Carabao Cup in midweek before that as well. So that's going to be a big game. But hopefully
Yeah.
we can get some rotations in against Portsmouth away.
Yeah.
Not too many, but enough to get a few rests going on, and we'll see where we're at. But exciting
Yeah,
times.
even though that's an FA Cup weekend now coming up, we're still gonna release something
Yep.
for you to listen to and watch on Monday, 7 a.m.
Yep.
So don't you worry. Have
We're not
your
going anywhere.
notifications on, and then you'll never miss it.
You'll never
Pops
miss a
up
trick,
on
mate.
your
Never
phone,
miss
yeah.
a beat.
Exactly.
Beautiful,
Right.
mate.
Beautiful. Lovely jubbly. Thank you for this.
Signing off for another week. Well, no, another couple of days.
Yeah. You
And
have
the
a good
game
weekend.
week
Let's
done.
yeah, exactly. You have a good weekend, sir.
You
Happy
too,
Friday
mate.
to you, and let's talk Sunday.
Sounds like a plan, mate. Enjoy the song. Peace.
If you
Lyle's got the stacked high. Robin's got a hot take flying by.
They're chatting goals and red card cries, talking Premier League all night.
15 minutes, they keep it tight, but the banter's hotter than a Friday night. Full-time 15, grab a brewski cold, talking football stories, legends and gold. From the pitch to the mic, they're keeping it clean.
Praying to the podcast,
God, they don't get seen. Robin says,
Lyle, you're dreaming.
mate, that striker's toast.
Now worth the wait.
Lyle fires back. You're out of your mind.
His boots are magic.
Give it some time.
Two voices clash, but it's all in fun.
Football debates till the match is won. Full-time 15, grab a brewski cold. Talking football stories, legends and gold.
From the pitch to the mic, they're keeping it clean. Praying to the podcast, 'cause
They don't get seen.